Well, some Olympic swimmers feel they are cheated after nearly a dozen Chinese swimmers tested positive for a banned drug. This happened months before the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, but news about this is just now making headlines. The World Anti-Doping Agency, including Chinese authorities, are rejecting cover-up allegations, saying despite positive tests, the swimmers were cleared to compete. The 21 Chinese swimmers tested positive for a banned heart drug. It's known as TMZ. They were not suspended, and several of the athletes who tested positive actually won medals in Tokyo, including 3 gold medals. It all comes, of course, as the Summer Games in Paris are just months away, with concerns growing that some of these same athletes are expected to compete. So joining me now is former USA national swimming team coach Jessie Moore. Coach, thank you so much for your time. First of all, what exactly happened here, and was this found through random testing?
So my understanding is that at a competition that was in China in the end of 2020, in December of 2020, when WADA did not have access to testing, athletes potentially during that time or at that time tested positive for this drug. And that was found out, I believe, in March in 2021 before the Olympics. And WADA appeared to kind of brush this under the rug, and because the Chinese Federation said the hotel had contamination for this drug, that these athletes weren't contaminating, the Federation wasn't contaminating, and so WADA decided to brush it under because they weren't doing their routine testing.
So routine testing, athletes end up testing positive. It's hard to understand what would be the logic behind not automatically banning swimmers who test positive.
I think in this case, because of the timeline of how things worked and because of the COVID protocols, I think what was going on was there was no definitive proof of whether these athletes were in fact doping, and WADA made a decision to keep that under wraps.
So basically, Jessie, what is your overall reaction to this? What do you think about this entire situation?
My reaction to this, I actually find it disappointing with WADA specifically. I don't condone cheating in any capacity. I've gotten to coach some amazing swimmers with a lot of integrity, and I think WADA has a little bit of a leadership vacuum in regards to how they handled this. And since there was a whistleblower and USADA found out, now they have, USADA, for example, calling for a third-party independent investigation. And really the sports community loses trust in their governing body for, doping.
Yeah, absolutely. The sports community, I think the overall community potentially as well. Several of these athletes who tested positive, as we said at the top, they did win medals in Tokyo. There's a chance some of these same swimmers can compete in Paris. Do you think there's any chance of those medals being revoked at some point in the future?
If I understand correctly, I think the World Aquatics Organization has already said that they won't be changing the status of those medals. So I don't think so, but I'm not somebody that's in on those conversations.
Yeah. Is it common for athletes to use some type of performance enhancer? Or is it just a matter of using things that aren't necessarily on the banned list?
It's really common for athletes to use supplements of all kinds that you could say enhance performance. Something like that could be, Beet Elite, which is a beetroot powder that increases vasodilation to help with recovery and also during aerobic training. But that's not something that you are literally altering yourself with in terms of doping. So it's common to take different types of supplements. And those are supplements that would be not on a banned list, where I think the drug that these athletes tested positive for actually enhances your max VO2 ability, which is really helpful for racing and anaerobic training. So it's common to use substances that help you but aren't cheating, if that makes sense.
No, it absolutely makes sense. Former USA national swimming team coach Jessie Moore, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.